guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Jaguar Land Rover St. Petersburg, and guess what? I have a special kind of cool cat for you. What is it? It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Jaguar F-Pace SVR. I'm not done yet. 575 edition. But before we get into this special stealthy black with extra horsepower, let's talk about what's going on here. Jaguar. When people think of the brand, of course they think of performance. Going back to the early 1900s, they were really doing some incredible things when it came to top speed of vehicles. The XK120 went 120 miles an hour. XK140, same story. But then, of course, came the mega wins at the iconic 24 Hours Le Mans, and the rest, as they say, is history. Now, with a lot of movement towards electrification, Jaguar is still saying that they are going towards full EV as planned. But you know what? They're not going to rest on their laurels, and that is what the intention of this performance SUV is. So for the first time on an F-Pace SVR, you now have 575 horsepower. Just a few years ago, it was down around 525. So we're talking about 50 more horsepower in the same vehicle. Of course, supercharged V8 power. And what you're also going to notice is some special colors. This one being this flat stealth black color, absolutely sinister. But why don't we go ahead? I want to find out, is this the king of performance SUVs? And at the end of the day, when you hear the price tag, is it worth the extra cost? Going with this 575 edition, let's go ahead, let's dive into our black cat and find out. Right off the bat, that flat finish really just accentuates the lines. It actually does have a little tiny bit of metal flake to it, believe it or not. So it's not just a bland flat black. It has some blue metal flake to it. Really gives it a nice look. Now at the front of the business, you're going to notice Jaguar's J-shaped daytime running lamps. Of course, we're still going to have our LED headlights. And then working our way down, when you go SVR, you're getting mega size functional corner air intakes. You can see the heat exchangers peeking from behind. And I love the way the gloss black integrates so well with the rest of the flat black. And this is a paint. This is not a wrap. Now, as we come across that iconic grille, gloss black, you do have a forward-facing camera. There is our screaming Jaguar. And I like on this special edition how they did the SVR logo. Blacked out with the silver trim. Working your way down, you are going to have more gloss black. There's all active shutters from top to bottom behind these grills to let more air in or out. Of course, you have a very thick front splitter. Give us some downforce, get some air to go into all those openings, even brake cooling ducts. Love the way they have all of the functional scoops at the front end of this vehicle. Sort of sounds like we're at a racetrack, which makes sense because this thing belongs on a racetrack, even though it is an SUV. Now, as we rise up, you're gonna get that stealthy bulge in that hood, and I love the functional gloss black heat extractors on both sides. Sleek, just like your favorite kitty cat. Now, when we go around the bend, what are we working with? Wheel and tire setup. I'm digging the gunmetal flat gray finish, gloss black design, and then we got mega size 6-piston calipers. Look how big those are. Bigger than freaking Michael Jordan's last championship winning shoes when he was playing for the Bulls. And let's just set the story straight, okay? I'm sick of arguing. Jordan is the GOAT compared to LeBron. He just is. Now, if you're wondering what size wheel is this, 22 inches in diameter. You have 15-inch rotors, all four corners, to give us that braking capability. And then, of course, you're going to have adaptive suspension, which is going to adjust the compression and rebound damping to help you go through those twisty bits, just like a freaking leopard. You have gloss black around the fender openings. I'm okay with it. I feel like it's working good with the flat black. Let me know what you think. But other than that, this thing looks just sinister. Now, as we go down the side, I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing around, show you the full functionality of that fender vent. 575 freaking horsepower. Gloss black on the mirror caps. I like the way they smoke out the LED turn signals. Up top, I wish they would get rid of the roof rails. Like, somebody's really gonna put a cargo carrier on this. Get rid of the roof rails, gonna zonk that, but you do have a ginormous panoramic glass roof. You do have color matched door handles. I'm glad they didn't do gloss black there. And then you have your gloss black side skirt extension. Like I said, this is all functional aero. This is rear wheel drive based, but of course it has all wheel drive to really claw at the surface. Now, when we swing it around back, this is where things still look sleek. Love the way they do the Jaguar LED taillights. You got your SVR badge. Remember, it's SVO, Special Vehicle Operations. R means you're getting all the performance. Nice long roof spoiler with the addition of an extra kick up here on the back. This is an abomination. Get rid of this, big zonk. You got plenty of real estate underneath there. That way you could see, this is called the Leaping Jaguar. This is the original logo of Jag. Remember how they used to have them on the hoods? That's where we got on the back with the Jaguar name. And then get ready to drop down to ground level, because this is where my heart pitter patters. Quad tip, polished exhaust. Gonna let that V8 roar, grumble, just sound really pissed off. That's what we're gonna hear at the tail end of the business. And I don't know who the hell would, but you can tow with this. I don't know, I just can't see putting a trailer hitch on the back of this thing. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see if it's true. If it really is like Christmas, that we have more horsepower underneath the hood of our F-Pace. All right guys, we got the hood popped. Underneath the hood, I wish they would have done something special for this 575 edition, but I like the way there's no plastic stupid covers. This is that supercharger, 5 liters of V8 goodness that's supercharged. How much horsepower? Like I said, we're talking 575 horsepower. We're talking 516 pound-feet of torque. Now, when it comes to transmission, you got a ZF 8-speed automatic gearbox, 0 to 60 in about 3.1 seconds. Top speed around 180 miles per hour. The vehicle weighs around a little bit more than 5,000 pounds. MPGs, you're looking at 15 in the city, 21 on the highway. And like I said, what a unique experience having a 5-liter supercharged V8 now with 75 horsepower. But why don't we go ahead? Talking about this beast is fun, but hearing it is oh so much better. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's fire up this kitty cat and hear its roar. Guys, we are inside this 2024 Jaguar F-Pace SVR 575 edition. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, boy, this thing looks like something that Batman would drive. And I definitely am all about Batman. How much is it? Lay it on me. Well, here's where it gets interesting. So let me just break it down for you. I'd rather do that. So the paint job, which is new for this model year, is $10,430. Just the paint job. The total price of this vehicle, when you add in everything else, you have an MSRP of $112,000. That makes it the most expensive F-Pace SVR I've ever filmed and featured here on Rady's Rides. But let's see if it's worth the extra coin. To the door panels, you're getting leather everywhere. Leather up top, the stitching, you have that real carbon fiber trim there. We have the Meridian sound system with 3 memory seat settings, soft touch on the armrest, and a door pocket large enough for 3 big Bufords and a nice large big gulp to wash it down. Now going from the door panel to the dash, more carbon fiber. Like the way they blend the AC vents. You got some Alcantara with the leather. And then slide on in, you have an 11.1 inch Pivi Pro system. Love how very fast reacting it is. And then of course, one of my favorite things is you go into dynamic eye, and this is where you're going to be able to pull up your lap times, your stopwatch, your G meter, all those goodies. And then you come right back to home. Let me throw it into reverse. Backup camera, the resolution could be better, and I would love to see that be larger. So that's definitely a zonk. You do have 360, which is a extra nice touch. Dual climate control, heated seats, ventilated seats, the whole shabam. So they got you covered there. And then you'll notice you have wireless charging. This with the SVR logo controls your 8-speed automatic. You have your mode selector knob. I like the way you can push it down and lock it in. Start stop button, volume knob, flat black with the leather on the side, slide it open. You got 2 cup holders, your standard Jaguar key fob. I wish that they would have done something nice for the 575 edition. You got a place where you could put a nice chocolate moon pie and a 12 volt. You're gonna wanna run a radar detector in this thing. I highly recommend the Valentine one. That's what I use. Leather on the armrest, the stitching, open it up, get that out of here. You have some felt lining, USB-A, USB-C, and you could easily put, I would say, probably 3 family-sized bags of Twizzlers in there. And the nice thing is with the felt lining, if your Twizzler pops out of the bag, it's not gonna get all scratched up. No guy wants his Twizzler scratched. That would hurt. Seats, love the style of the one-piece back SVR logo. Look at the honeycomb stitching, the nice bolstering. The big zonk is that, guess what? They're giving us the basic bottom seat. The bottom portion of the seat is out of a regular F-Pace. That is some BS, some bull snot. You do have power seat controls, which are nice. Super soft, just like your girlfriend's pussycat. Headliner, and then of course you have your power shade with your panoramic roof. So that's a nice touch as well. But why don't you come over to the business end? I want to show you behind the wheel of this SVR. All right guys, business time behind the wheel. You do have 3 memory seat settings for the driver's seat. You get a nice Jaguar badge, aluminum sill plate. You do get an aluminum brake pedal, aluminum throttle. The big zonk is you just get a carpet dead pedal. Who the heck does that in a performance SUV? I'm not digging it. You do also have, obviously, easy access for your seat controls. Now, the good news about the seats being the regular F-Pace seats is that they're very comfortable. They have no bolstering. The bad news is they have no bolstering. So up top, you have this amazing bolstering. Down below, there's nothing. I mean, look how low that is. It's like I feel like what's going to happen is I go in a corner and I'm going to slide like this, but I'll be held in like this. On throttle. No, like that doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. Steering wheel, look at this. The 2-piece leather. Look at the way they did the stitching. The SVR logo, your leaping Jag. You got metal pedals, not plastic crap. Metal paddles behind the wheel for that 8-speed automatic. And then you got that 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Obviously, when you go into your different moods, it's going to change. We're going to go, of course, where that checkered flag is. Yes. Dynamic mode, which is sport. Everything turns red. Which is funny because on a race track, during a race, if you see the red flag, that means the race is stopped or canceled. So I don't get that, but it is what it is. Alcantara up top, above the gauges, and there's a HUD. What the heck is that? A head-up display. Not a heads. Not a heads-up, like, hey, heads up. No, head-up display. Let's go ahead, though. Let's get in the back seat and see if your passengers are going to enjoy zooming around town in your 575 horsepower, I love saying that, F-Pace SVR. All right guys, backseat time. And I like the changes that they made on this 575 edition. Look at the leather. Honeycomb stitching on the backs of the seats. I could do without this. Get rid of this. This is a zonk. You put a knife or a dagger in here, or one of Steven's samurai swords, it's gonna rip right through that. I mean, what's the point? What's the point of having a samurai sword if you can't slide it in the pocket behind your driver's seat without it ripping the pocket? You do have a little bit of a command center here. You got your AC vents, heated seats, but no ventilated seats in the back. That's a zonk to me at $112,000. 2 USB-Cs and a 12 volt. Seats feel good. I mean, I'm 6 feet tall, have plenty of room up front, plenty of room back here, all the nice materials. You do have, ooh, doesn't feel like a scone. Feels more like a muffin. And that's the big difference. A scone is supposed to be hard. If you get a scone and it's soft, give it back and tell them this is a muffin, not a scone. But that's from Latte Larry, especially if you're going to Mocha Joe's. But anyways, nice soft 2 cup holders. Love the way that they did the seats to mimic the ones up front. Steven isn't showing it for some reason. There he goes. Thank you, Steven. The stitching, all the nice touches. I really like that. That's what you're paying for, are the touches. But why don't we go ahead? Is there anything back there? Let's get in the cargo area and see what we could put in the rear end of this cat. All right, guys, cargo area time. Hit the button. Nice electric assist. You got plenty of room back here. Over 30 cubic feet of space. You could fold the seats down. I like the way they give you the cargo holder here. There's a bunch of Jaguar stuff. I would take this out and put a nice box of Twinkies, track day Twinkies. You have the handles to fold down the seats. And then on the passenger side, you do get a 12 volt back here. So if you're doing a track day, you could plug in a blender and make yourself a protein shake for your next track session. But you know what? I don't know about you, but I want to see what this extra horsepower feels like, if we could even feel the extra horsepower. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in this Jag. Guys, we are inside this 2024 Jaguar F-Pace SVR 575 edition. Wow, 575 horsepower. If you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go, yeah! Yeah! Love the extra horsepower. Love the way this SUV handles. I mean, it's incredible how underrated this thing is. It's like everybody wants to think about BMW and Mercedes AMG and all that great stuff, but it's crazy just how poised this Jaguar is, especially with its great all-wheel drive system and the sound of that 5-liter supercharged V8 is glorious. Now, the one thing I would love to have is just some of that supercharger wine. That would be a nice little extra treat, but still, I mean, get ready for this. I'm gonna use the paddles and shift through the gears. You ready? Oh, here we go, golly! Look at that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. I mean, the way that it sounds, the way it makes you feel. The top portion of the seats hold you in nicely, but like I said, that bottom portion now, it doesn't hold you in whatsoever. So I'm a little disappointed by that, but still really incredible to have this kind of performance in a luxury-based SUV. I love having the tachometer and the head-up display. I have it in manual shift mode. It's got a nice gear indicator. Of course, we're in dynamic mode. We're gonna do second gear, but right now, 3,500 RPM. Oh, that's right, here we go, look at that. All the way to red line, on the brakes. Yee-hoo! Nice. Love the sound of this thing. Nice, nice. God, this thing is one bad kitty cat. And with that satin flat black finish, woo, She is looking mean and lean, my friend. Oh, throttle! Look at it, look at the grip, look at the grip, look at this. Very little body roll. The way the front and the back of the car communicates with each other, it just makes you feel oh so good. And it's one of those vehicles that it's versatile. You can drive it every day. You can make your kids be rock stars. When you drop them off at school and pick them up in this thing, they're gonna be freaking rock stars with their friends at school, because this is not like their other moms, their friends of their parents and everything, that they're getting picked up in minivans and, you know, boring SUVs and things that just look hideous. This thing has it all. The look, the finishes in here, getting to the Pivi Pro system, well within reach. These metal paddles are like surfboards. Just incredible. Oh, here we go, right in the meaty torque. That meaty torque range in there. Look at this. And then you look down the speedometer, you're like, whoa, we are definitely hauling the mail. But I hope that this has been a fun, informative overall review of this 575 edition when it comes to the Jaguar F-Pace SVR. We're gonna get back to Jaguar Land Rover St. Pete and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a nanosecond. Guys, it's been one of those kinds of days that, man, I love V8 performance, especially when it's supercharged. I definitely want to thank Miro and the rest of the crew here getting us this very special 575 edition of the F-Pace SVR. Let me know what you think. Is this the king of performance SUVs? Is it worth the extra price tag? Let me know how you feel about it in the comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rise family. We need to give it up to Stephen Flood. You know what? Even though he might have some challenges that he's facing, he still shows up day in and day out and brings his A game. So show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for just being you. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.